First of all, I think that if I didn't, I would be unemployable. I think it might be the only thing that I can do. I love telling stories. And the first time I ever wrote for pleasure, the first time I ever wrote for a reason other than a chore to be gotten through for a school assignment was when I was 21, and I was out of college, and I started typing, and for the first time I started writing in dialogue. And it was something that I felt confident with, even though I wasn't very good at it at the time, but I did love it, and I love it just as much today. I still feel like it's that first time that I started writing dialogue.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
It's just a line that I wrote in a speech that I wrote in the first play that I wrote. It's actually, it was a play that ran on Broadway for about a year and a half, and somewhere during that year and a half run, the film rights were bought, and I went out to Los Angeles to write the screenplay, having no idea that You Can't Handle the Truth would stick around as long as it has. I'm sure that it didn't hurt that Jack Nicholson was the one delivering the line.
I'm Molly Bloom. Do you know about me?
I'd finished the first draft of Molly's Game and turned it into the producers, Mark Gordon and Amy Pascal. And we met a night or two later at a restaurant to go over a list of directors. And we went over each name, talked about the pros and cons, and we got to the end, and Mark and Amy, who had clearly talked about it between themselves beforehand, they said, "But we think you should direct it." And my first reaction was, God, no, let's get somebody good. But when I write something, I want the best director possible to direct it. And they gave me a few weeks to think about it. That meeting that I mentioned was shortly before Christmas, and they said, all right, we're going to reconvene on January 3rd after New Year's, and you'll give us an answer. In that time, strange as it is to say, I felt like in this particular case, I was the best one to direct it, that I had just a relationship with this particular script where I felt like I really know where everything goes.
This is a true story, but except for my own, I've changed all the names.
And Molly, my weekly poker game is moving to the Cobra Lounge. You'll help run it.
We made sure that the first day of shooting was an easy day. The second day of shooting and every day thereafter was extremely difficult. But the first day of shooting, the first time I called action, it was a relatively easy scene, which was staged very simply. You have a lot of help around you. The cinematographer, the first AD, the designers, there's a tremendous amount of help. So if you've put in the preparation, things should kind of run automatically at that point. And the first day, like I said, it was relatively easy. Nothing went wrong. I liked what we got. I was nervous. I didn't sleep much the night before, but I was certainly plenty tired by the end of it.
Are you taking me on as a clay?
I don't think I can convince my partners that they can fly her on the poker princess.
If you think a princess can do what I did, you're incorrect. I'm getting it. You don't think much of me, but what if every single one of your ill-informed, unsophisticated opinions about me were wrong?
I'd be amazed.
More than dozens. The first scene in The Social Network, which is Jesse Eisenberg and Rooney Mara just sitting at a table like this at a college bar. It's an 8-page scene. There's no movement. It's just the two of them. We shot over 2 nights, 99 takes. We begged David to do one more just so we could say it was 100, and he said, no, I've got it.
wasn't making a comment on your parents. I was just saying that you go to BU. I was stating a fact. That's all. And if it seemed rude, then of course I apologize.
I have to go study.
You don't have to study.
Why do you keep saying I don't have to study?
Because you go to BU. Want to get some food?
I wish first of all, I tried to follow as many of David's examples as possible, really being able to learn at the knee of David Fincher, of Mike Nichols, Bennett Miller, Danny Boyle. Has been extraordinary, and so I learned from them, I've stolen from them, but unfortunately on Molly's Game, there simply wasn't the time to do 100 takes of something. So thanks to the preparation, really, of Jessica, of Idris, and the rest of the cast, we were able to get long, very difficult scenes in 3, 4, 5, 6 takes.
I was in a room with movie stars, directors, and business titans. They were going all in, all the time.
Thank you, Molly.
This is for you.
Thank you so much.